The race for an open seat on Wisconsin Supreme Court now just 3 weeks away, with the outcome deciding whether liberals maintain their majority. This election will be one of the most expensive in the country ever fought for a judicial seat. Dane County Judge Susan Crawford is being backed by the Democrats. Republicans are supporting Waukesha County Judge Brad Schimmel. Whoever wins the race will replace the retiring Justice Ann Walsh Bradley. Chief political reporter Jason Zimmerman spoke to Crawford in an exclusive one-on-one interview covering a number of important topics.
More than $33 million is already poured into this race, benefiting both sides, and it's being projected that spending could top the $56 million that was spent in 2023 when Wisconsin set a new record for a judicial race. I asked Judge Susan Crawford about this and how it could impact pending cases. In a race that's been attracting national attention, Wisconsin voters will soon once again decide the political tilt to the state Supreme Court. And Dane County Judge Susan Crawford hopes she's picked as the next justice.
This is a really high-stakes race.
Besides being a judge, Crawford is also a former prosecutor with the Department of Justice and previously worked as a private attorney, defending organizations like Planned Parenthood.
I decided to run because I have worked throughout my career to use our laws and our Constitution to protect people in Wisconsin, and that's what I want to do on the Wisconsin Supreme Court.
If Crawford wins, she'll likely decide the fate of Act 10. Just recently, Justice Brian Hagedorn recused himself after working to draft the law under Republican Governor Scott Walker, while Justice Janet Protasewicz declined to recuse herself, despite Republicans saying she participated in protesting the legislation as it was pending. Crawford was also involved in challenging Act 10, but at this point doesn't believe it would keep her from being able to hear the case.
I did represent public school teachers with a legal challenge to Act 10. I believe that that lawsuit was focused on a different part of that law. You know, Act 10 was a 50-page long act that changed many different parts of the Wisconsin statutes, and a different part was challenged under that prior lawsuit.
Crawford is also running ads accusing her opponent, Brad Schimmel, of being too slow to test sexual assault kits as state attorney general.
And in a period of 2 years, he only managed to get 9 of those kits DNA tested out of a backlog of 6,000. I think that shows what his priorities were.
We asked Crawford why Schimmel and not any of his AG predecessors were to blame.
It was due to a change in state law that was enacted, I believe, while Attorney General Van Hollen was in office. And that is what prompted the Department of Justice to begin a process of identifying untested kits that were in law enforcement agencies all over the state. They had a big project underway at the time Brad Schimmel came into office, and when Schimmel came in, they said, here's a list, here's what we found, here are the untested kits, we want you to go to the legislature and ask for funding so that we can get this job done. Brad Schimmel didn't do that.
Meanwhile, the Schimmel campaign has also accused Crawford of meeting with Democratic donors seeking to flip 2 congressional seats by redrawing the map.
That's a group that's free to talk about whatever issues of concern they might have. I have never told that group or any other group or expressed any opinion publicly or privately about the congressional maps.
Right now, there's no such case pending before the court. As for spending, Elon Musk has donated to Schimmel's campaign, but Crawford took money from big donors too, including George Soros.
I've got to run the race with the current rules that are in place, and I'm not going to tie my hand behind my back. I'm going to make sure, and my campaign team is going to make sure that we have the resources that we need to get the message out to voters about the stakes of this election and why I'm the right candidate for them to vote for.
Our State Capitol Bureau Chief Vanessa Kelson spoke with Brad Schimmel. You can see that interview Tuesday night at 10 o'clock. Back to you.